Hi everyone, I'm Chef Kate and welcome to my kitchen. Today we are doing tomato pie. So it's the end of summer, all the tomatoes are coming in, and if you grow your own tomatoes, you have lots of them. Farmers markets are full of them, even over at Pete's they're having sales. So what do you do with all these tomatoes? Tomato pie. So it's a nice savory pie. You can have it for lunch, you can have a side for dinner, so like your vegetables. Tonight we're doing steak with it, baked potato, tomato pie. Perfect dinner. So we'll go through step by step and hopefully you'll be inspired to make it in your own kitchen. All right, so you could buy your pie shell already done. Just make sure you bake it. Some people like to get the refrigerated ones and roll it out on there. They'll have instructions of how to bake it. You just don't want to bake it all the way because we're going to fill it, put it back in the oven, and they will finish cooking with all the tomatoes in it. All right, so the first step is you're going to preheat your oven to 425, and I par-baked a pie shell. So it's just one shell on there. It kind of fell in down the bottom over here, but it's going to be fine. So I baked it about 15-20 minutes, started to get golden brown, and that's when I pulled it out of the oven. Then I'm going to put my oven at 350 degrees so it can cool down while we make the rest of the pie. All right, so this recipe, you use about 4 tomatoes. So I sliced them 3/8 of an inch thick, ½ inch, doesn't really matter how thick you do it. What matters is the tomato that you use. So I used a plum tomato. We grow them in our backyard. We have some other bigger tomatoes. These have a lot of water in them and not a lot of meat. So they're better for things like putting a slice on your burger or a BLT or something. These ones have a lot of meat in there. So you're gonna get a better end result using a more meatier tomato. And I just sliced them up. I put them on paper towels and you can see it's all wet. All the water is coming out of the tomatoes. I sprinkled them with some salt, but the water from the tomato is coming out now. Well, so then you don't get like a tomato soup in your pie. If you don't get the water out of your tomatoes first before doing it, you are just gonna have a soupy mess inside your pie. So take the few minutes, I sliced these and salted them about 10 minutes. All the water comes out, and then we'll move on to our next step of our pie. All right, so our filling part of our pie is a ½ cup of mayonnaise, and I have 8 ounces of mozzarella cheese and 8 ounces of a sharp cheddar. So you can mess with your cheeses and do different things in there. If you wanted a nice Monterey Jack in there, that would be fine. I'm just gonna add this in and stir it around. We're going to take our pie shell and layer in tomatoes, part of our cheese mayonnaise mixture. I have some green onions that are going to go in and some basil. That's it, that's all the ingredients. Again, you can change things up. You wanna put some bacon in? Go right ahead, just cook the bacon first, crumble it into your pie. And it happens a lot in the South, they like to add bacon to everything. So, next step, we're gonna layer things in, and then it just pops in the oven. All right, so I'm gonna take my beautiful tomatoes, I'm just gonna layer them around right on top of my pie shell. Beautiful, beautiful. I'll make enough here for like 2 layers of tomatoes and 2 layers of the mayonnaise cheese mixture. So that goes like that. Take about half of this guy and you're just gonna spread it around. You could add more mayonnaise if you like it a little bit more creamy, but your juice is still gonna come out of your tomatoes. Can't wait for you to see the final product. And it's just delicious and fun and the perfect like little summer treat to have when our tomatoes are so good and in season. Some basil, some of our green onion. All right, you layer them in. It does not have to be perfect. Beautiful tomatoes in there, and more of this. We're going to spread it on and Mush it all around. Little salt and pepper on the top. Do our more onion if you want. If you don't like onions, don't worry about it. Don't put them in. You don't have to. You're making it. It's gonna be delicious. It goes together really fast. It bakes at 350 degrees, about 30 minutes. Our basil, voila, it's ready to go in the oven.